Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, this is the brand new Hyundai i20 World Rally Car concept machine. In fact, this isn't much of a concept. This will be Hyundai's weapon of choice in the start of the 2016 WRC season. Now, the present day Hyundai i20 has done fairly well in the WRC stages, but they're hoping that this car will put them right over the edge. In fact, put them on par with the brand new, with what Volkswagen has done over the past several years. In fact, the past 3 years, they absolutely dominated the World Rally Championship. Again, this vehicle will be fighting in anger in January at the Monte Carlo Rally. Next up on the list, Mercedes-Benz is showing off a brand new concept, the Frankfurt Motor Show. It's the IAA concept. Now, the IAA means Intelligent Aerodynamic Automobile. And this thing has a bunch of slick little tricks, including some gates in the front as far as in the grille work that shut and actually allow the vehicle to become a little bit more slippery. Some of the body work actually moves a tad bit to allow the vehicle to be slipperier. And not to mention the front splitter on this machine will move backwards to try to help with under airflow under this vehicle. But the real piece of resistance comes from the back of this machine. As you look at this particular picture and you look around that tail light section, wait till you see what comes afterwards. Here's the shot when this thing goes into full aero mode. It gets that massive wing setup that comes out of the rear end of the car. Actually 16 to 17 inches comes out. And apparently this stuff really works. In fact, this vehicle had a coefficient of drag of just 0.25, but with all the little tricks and gizmos, comes in at 0.19 coefficient of drag. Pretty doggone impressive. Now again, chances are this Mercedes will never see the light of day as far as production, but this is a concept study showing off just what exactly Mercedes is working on for future automobiles underneath their umbrella. Next up on the list, another concept machine from the folks over at Porsche is this brand new machine. This is the new Mission E concept. Now, this particular vehicle is an all-electric, four-wheel drive, four-wheel steer machine with an 800-volt engine that makes 600 brake horsepower. 0 to 62 comes in at 3.5 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Now, Porsche claims they've got a brand new rapid charger for this machine that will get this vehicle up and charged up to 80% of its charge returned to the battery in just 15 minutes. Yes, there's a lot of manufacturers that are trying to go after this all EV high-end saloon cars, and it's pretty neat to see. Again, this is just a concept machine. You see it has no rear view mirrors on the outside of the machine, but it wouldn't take too much to actually get these things going. It'd be interesting to see what Porsche may have up their sleeve in the future for this particular concept. Another concept shown on the show floor at the Frankfurt Motor Show is this machine, the brand new Nissan Gripz concept. Now, this has got the internet's all aflutter because a lot of folks are pointing at this machine claiming this is the new Z car. Yes, they may kill off the 370Z and have a crossover or an SUV style machine in its place. That being said, this is just a design study machine. In fact, a lot of these things will never ever see the light of day, but you can see some styling pieces off of this machine that may actually see the light of day. Good looking crossover machine from the folks over at Nissan. Again, just a design study, but they may have a whole lot more coming from this machine coming very soon. Next up on the list, we showed off some teaser shots of this machine back in the past, but it is on the showroom floor at the Frankfurt Motor Show. And it's this machine, the brand new Audi e-Tron Quattro SUV all-electric concept. Now, we showed it off in the past, but apparently this vehicle is way closer to production now, even though the production is going to be a ways down the road. Now, as far as some things that they're talking about, they're really working on the aerodynamic properties of this machine to really allow this thing to get as much range as possible. The range, they're already talking somewhere around 200 miles on a full charge of this machine. That being said, the only thing we know for official is Audi's going to build this machine. In fact, it's going to go into production in the year of 2018, which does give it a fair amount of time to actually get things right, not to mention to allow battery technology to get that much better in those couple of years' time. So, be interesting to see what exactly Audi may have up their sleeve for this particular machine. Another vehicle at Frankfurt is this vehicle, the brand new Jaguar FPace. Now, we've seen this at auto shows past, but this is the production version, the one that'll actually see the light of day. In fact, this will be going on sale in the first part of 2016 and will actually be coming to the United States in the spring of 2016, which is not very far away. Now, we're going to start to focus in on the U.S. versions of what this vehicle has as far as power plant is concerned, but it's going to have an array of different powertrain options overseas. But the U.S. versions will come with either a 2-liter turbocharged diesel lump that makes 180 brake horsepower and 317 pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 60 numbers come in at 8.1 seconds with a top speed of 129 miles an hour. Now, you can go for an F-Pace with a supercharged 3-liter V6. That version makes 340 brake horsepower, does 0 to 60 in just 5.4 seconds. Or you can go for the F-Pace S, the high-end version, which starts off at 380 brake horsepower and does 0 to 60 in just 5.1 seconds. Now, this vehicle's piece of resistance is the pricing. We talked about in shows past how Jaguar is going to get a lot more aggressive with their pricing, try to raise market share. Apparently, it's starting with the brand new F-Pace. This vehicle, starting in diesel form, the starting 2-liter diesel version, comes in a starting price of $40,990 US, which I think is an absolute bargain. In fact, it's cheaper than its Mercedes or BMW rivals. And I kind of look at Jaguar as a higher-end machine than those two. I know most people may not see that. Now, if you want to go with the supercharged 6-cylinder, that has a starting price of $42,390 US, which is still a heck of a deal. That's a lot of car for this kind of money. In fact, the last episode we talked about the V8 version of the Camaro is just under $40,000. To get this much car for that kind of cash, I think it's a heck of a deal, and Jaguar may just sell the heck out of these things. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page and like us over there, we'd appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.